Most people think money problems start when you don't have enough of it. When the numbers don't add up, when bills pile up, when something breaks and you're not ready for it, that's what it looks like from the outside. But the truth is, money problems usually start much earlier than that. Long before your first paycheck. Long before your first financial decision. They start in the way you learn to think about money before you even understand what money really is. You don't remember learning it. Nobody sat you down and explained it clearly. There was no lesson, no chapter, no moment you can point to and say, that's when it started. It was quieter than that. It was the way your house reacted to money, the tension that showed up when something unexpected happened, the silence that followed certain conversations, the small adjustments people made without talking about them. Maybe it was the way your parents delayed buying things, even when they needed them. Maybe it was how careful every decision felt, like one wrong move could cause a chain reaction, or maybe it was something even simpler. The idea that money was always something to manage, not something to grow, something to survive with, not something to build with. You don't question it when you're young, you just absorb it. And slowly, without realizing it, that becomes your baseline. Your normal. The range of what feels possible starts getting defined, not by your ability, but by your environment. You don't think of it as a limit. It doesn't feel like a ceiling. It just feels like reality. Then life moves forward. You grow up, get older, start making your own money. And on the surface, things change. You have more independence, more control, more options. But underneath that, something stays the same. The way you think about money, the way you react to it. The invisible boundaries you don't even realize you're following. You might earn more than your parents ever did, and still feel like you're one mistake away from losing it. You might have opportunities they never had, and still hesitate in the exact same places, because what you inherited wasn't just a financial situation. It was a financial mindset, and that mindset doesn't disappear just because your income changes. For a long time, you don't even notice it. Everything feels normal. You make decisions, you justify them, you move forward. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't, but there's always this underlying pattern. A certain way you approach risk. A certain way you define too much or not enough. A certain hesitation that shows up at the same point every time. Then one day, something interrupts that pattern. It's not dramatic. It doesn't feel like a turning point in the moment. It's just a small crack. You see someone doing something different, living differently, thinking differently. And for a second, your brain doesn't reject it. That's important, because usually when we see something far outside our reality, we dismiss it immediately. We explain it away. They're different. They got lucky. That's not how it works for people like me. That reaction protects your current worldview. It keeps everything stable. But this time, that reaction doesn't fully kick in. Instead, a quieter thought shows up. What if it is possible? That question is uncomfortable, because it creates tension between what you've always believed and what you're starting to consider. And that tension doesn't go away on its own. It just sits there, in the background, changing how you see things. You start paying attention in a different way. You notice how people make decisions. You notice patterns you never saw before. You realize that some of the rules you've been following aren't actually rules, they're habits, inherited ones. So you try something. Not a huge leap. Just a small step outside what feels normal. Maybe you start learning about investing. Maybe you try to build something on the side. Maybe you simply start thinking more intentionally about your money instead of just reacting to it. At first, nothing really changes. And that's the part nobody prepares you for. Because we're used to effort leading to visible results. You study, you get a grade. You work, you get paid. There's a clear connection between what you do and what you get. But here, that connection feels delayed. You're putting in time, attention, energy, and nothing is happening yet. No big win, no clear progress. Just quiet effort. This is where most people stop, not because they can't continue, but because it doesn't feel worth it. There's no external validation. No one is noticing. No one is asking about it. And without that feedback, it's easy to assume you're wasting your time. So people go back. Back to what feels familiar. Back to the patterns they understand, back to the same decisions that keep everything predictable. But if you don't go back, something shifts. It's subtle at first. A small result. A tiny sign that what you're doing actually matters. Maybe it's the first time your money grows without you actively earning it. Maybe it's the first time something you built generates even a small return. It's not life-changing, but it's real, and that's enough, because real changes how you think. It replaces doubt with evidence, and once you have evidence, even a little, your brain starts updating its model of what's possible, slowly, but permanently. So you keep going, not because it suddenly became easy, but because now, stopping doesn't make sense. This is where things get harder, not easier, because now you're in between two versions of your life. The old one still exists. Your environment hasn't changed that much. Your responsibilities are still there. The people around you are still living the same way. But internally, you're different. You see things differently. You think about the future differently. You approach decisions with a different mindset. And that creates distance. Not always visible, not always dramatic, but real. There are conversations you stop having. Not intentionally, they just don't fit anymore. You start spending more time in your own head, thinking, planning, questioning, trying to figure things out without a clear roadmap, because the truth is, most people around you haven't done what you're trying to do. So there's no obvious example to follow. That can feel isolating. There are moments where you question everything, where the effort feels disproportionate to the results. Where going back to a simpler, more predictable path feels tempting. But there's a problem. You've already seen what's possible. And once you've seen it, you can't fully unsee it, so you keep moving. Over time, things start to compound. Not just your money, but your understanding, your awareness, your ability to make better decisions. You start avoiding mistakes you would have made before. You start recognizing opportunities earlier. You waste less time. And eventually, the results catch up. Not all at once. Not in a dramatic way, but enough to notice. Enough to feel the shift. This is the point where people from the outside start to see it too, where things look like they're working, where it seems like you figured something out. But what they don't see is everything that came before it. The slow part, the uncertain part, the part where nothing looked like progress. And what they also don't see is what changes next. Because when things start working, the challenge changes. Before, your biggest concern was getting somewhere. Now, it's staying there, maintaining it, growing it, not losing it. That brings a different kind of pressure. A quieter one. You start thinking long-term, not just about making money, but about keeping it, structuring it, making sure your future decisions don't undo your past effort. And somewhere in all of this, you realize something important. The biggest change didn't happen in your bank account. It happened in your perspective. The way you see money. The way you see risk. The way you define what's possible for yourself. That's what actually shifted everything. Because once that changes, your actions follow. And your results eventually follow your actions. At the end of the day, this isn't really about a specific strategy. It's not about choosing the perfect investment or making the smartest move at the perfect time. It's about breaking out of a pattern you didn't even realize you were following. It's about questioning assumptions that felt like facts. It's about understanding that the limits you grew up around were real, but they weren't permanent. And maybe the most important part, it's realizing that progress doesn't always feel like progress while it's happening. Sometimes it feels like confusion, like doubt, like slow, invisible movement. But that doesn't mean nothing is happening. It just means you're in the part of the process that most people don't stay in long enough to see through. And if you can stay there a little longer, things start to look different. Not overnight, but gradually, in a way that actually lasts. And one day, you look back, and the life that once felt normal doesn't quite fit anymore. Not because it was wrong, but because you outgrew it. And that shift, that quiet, internal shift, that's where everything really begins.